This NFC West schedules out of the way. We'll go, of course, to start off with the the Los Angeles Rams. And here we go. The Los Angeles Rams, of course, they've got three preseason games. They've got the Dallas Cowboys, the Chargers, and the Browns to start it off, and then they have their bye week is in week 8. But before we even do that, the guys at the studio have been working very hard. They've added something you folks can see on the bottom right corner. This is, of course, a betting advising show. So we have to talk about that, Shano. Right there it says preseason win total. That is, of course, before the season even starts. It is at 9.5. The over is at minus 140. The under is at plus 120 on the under. So that is 9.5. Keep that in mind when we go through the schedule. Here we go. We have the first home game, which will be a nationally televised game on CBS, taking on the Houston Texans. Then 2 away games at the Tennessee Titans, and then at the Philadelphia Eagles at 1 o'clock, only on Fox. Then 2 home games. It'll be home against the Indianapolis Colts, and it'll be at 4 p.m., and then a Thursday night, so it's a very short rest for the for the LA Rams as they take on the San Francisco 49ers. Then 2 games right before the bye week. They have 2 away games that are at the Baltimore Ravens, and of course they have to travel overseas to face the Jacksonville Jaguars. So a total of 7 games before the bye. And keep in mind, Shano, it is, of course, the total of 9.5 right now. And if you want, folks, you can always bet if you feel that they're going to go less than that, you can get a better price. If you go over that, of course, you're going to get a lesser price. So your thoughts right there so far with those 7 games, Shano?
So they're playing 4 of their games are against the AFC South. I noticed that right away.
One of them's against Philadelphia.
Right.
So 3 out of 4 is the South. Yes.
Yeah, but then they also have their away games are like true away games. They're all East Coast-ish teams. I know Tennessee's technically not East Coast, but it's closer to the East Coast than there. But they're going there, and then at Philly, and then at Baltimore. They're going cross country, and then they're going really far to go over to London for week 7. If I had to guess, they're probably going to leave straight from Baltimore there,
right?
Instead of heading back home.
Right.
So that's a lot of travel for them. And then after all that travel, that bye week comes into play perfectly for them right there. We talked about that with some of the other teams that screwed with the no bye week coming back from London. At least they get that after like those long travel dates as well through the first 7 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm surprised. They did that to another team that we talked about last time. But at least, like you said, they are coming from overseas back home, so that's always a good thing. All right, to finish it out, we've got kind of a little bit of a seesaw here. We have home against the New Orleans Saints at the San Francisco 49ers, and that'll again be a primetime game, nationally televised game. Home against the Seattle Seahawks, then a Sunday night game, home against as the Rams host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Then they go 2 away games. That'll be at Carolina and at the Arizona Cardinals. Home on a nationally televised game again, 4:25 on Fox against the Detroit Lions. So mark your calendars there on December 14th. And then the last 3 games, 2 away games before the TBD at home against Arizona. So it's at Seattle, and that'll be on a Thursday night game, and then a Monday night game. So it's a little bit of rest for them. So it'll be at the Atlanta Falcons on the 29th, and then they stay home against the Cardinals. So that could be just a regular Sunday game. Who knows? Again, it's to be determined. Again, the total here is 9.5. Shano, what's your final prediction for this LA Rams?
I think they
over under.
I'm taking the over on 9.5 for them for this year. I see them with this schedule probably at 11-6. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I see a 10.5 out there at plus money, plus 115. And again, bettors, make sure you check your local books so you can see and you can get the best number there. So for me, I'm looking at maybe 10-7 or 11-6. I agree with you. I think Jacksonville and Tennessee automatically wins right there. Hate to be honest about that, but it's the truth. I think they split Seattle. And same thing with San Francisco.
Yeah,
But I think they take care of the Colts. We'll see what happens.
yeah. The thing about the San Francisco, as you said, is historically Sean McVay does not do well against Shanahan. So
Right.
hopefully he can break that little curse he has against him. McVay, is like a disciple of the Shanahans. So the Shanahans
Right.
have taught him all that he needs that he's learned. Right. So will the teacher outrank the master finally?
There you go. There you go. We shall see. And that's why they play the game.